Hey, it's Scytherz, and I have a battle here with Scytherz Edge, formerly known as Bunny Toof. This is another late night narration, so if it's kind of crappy and quiet and kind of sketchy sounding, I am sorry. So I send out my Venomoth, and he sends out a ferret, and he uses Trick, and he gets my leftovers, and I get his Choice Scarf. And I use Toxic Spikes, and I'm able to set up another Toxic Spikes with it. He uses Body Slam, and he uses Focus Punch. And I didn't know how many more Toxic Spikes could be laid down, so I kind of stay in. He uses Focus Punch and doesn't do that much, so I know he's going to use another one, so I switch into my Dusk Noir so it doesn't do anything. He uses a Sucker Punch, predicting my obvious attack, and I use an Earthquake. And I bring him down to a little more than half, and then the leftovers bring more on to him. I guess I just predicted another one, but I don't attack. I use Pain Split, because Pain Split's an awesome move. He withdraws and goes to Salamence, so I guess predicting my Earthquake again, which predicted pretty right. I should have used Pain Split again. He uses Draco Meteor, and he gets a crit. I don't know if that would have mattered, seeing as this Dusclops, not Dusk Noir, Dusclops, his defense is higher than my Dusk Noirs. So I don't really know if that mattered. So I send in my Lickitung, and I was going to use Toxic, but he switches into his Dunsparce, and he's already poisoned, so that was like a waste of a turn. He uses Thunder Wave, and it's going to be a pain for a little while. And I use Knockoff, and I knock off his leftovers, which is pretty good help. He uses Ancient Power, I guess because Dunsparce has Serene Grace, 20% chance of everything going up. And I'm paralyzed, so I can't do much, and he's hurt by the poison. I switch into my Metagross, and Ancient Power doesn't do that much, and he still doesn't get any stat boosts. I use a Meteor Mash, and that's going to take out the Dunsparce. Yeah. No attack boost this time, not like the last battle. He sends in a Salamence, and I was predicting an Earthquake or a Fire Blast, so I send in my Venomoth as death fodder, because my Venomoth can do jack crap. You can do jack. Like Jack and Jill went up the hill and Venomoth had fainted. So I send in my Venusaur, and he uses an Earthquake, and that actually does less than I thought it would. Yeah, less than I thought it would. And he has a Life Orb, so that's a plus for me in this particular case, because then my Outrage actually comes in handy, and I KO his Salamence. He switches back into his Ferret, and he gets poisoned. He uses Sucker Punch because, I'm locked in Outrage, so of course I'm going to attack. And I use Outrage, and that doesn't quite kill him. And I never get the 3 turns instead of 2. So I get confused. And the poison doesn't kill him yet. He sets up a Focus Punch, and I try to go for another Outrage, but I hurt myself. And Focus Punch is going to KO me. And then he's going to get leftovers right there. And then he's still going to live from the Toxic. Barely. So I send in my Lickitung, and he uses Body Slam. And I'm going to use a Heal Bell. He gets a crit on the Body Slam. I think that mattered a lot here. But I use a Heal Bell, and I am no longer paralyzed. And he dies of poison. I get 20 HP from leftovers. He sends in his Scytherz, who also gets poisoned. He uses Surf, and he gets a crit on that too. No, he doesn't. But he KOs my Lickitung, which I wanted to do something really cool with him. So I send in my Kabutops, and he switches into his Breloom. And I use Rock Slide, it's not going to do much. And he uses Focus Punch, I guess because he thought I was going to switch. But I don't, because I have Aerial Ace. So it's going to be, that would have been a 1-hit KO whether or not he lost damage. So then he switches back into his Scytherz, and I go with my Rock Slide again. And I actually get a crit. It's going to KO his Scytherz, and he's got one guy left. His Entei. He's Extra Sensory. Going for a flinch, I guess. He doesn't get it. I go for a Waterfall, and that actually doesn't kill him. Actually does a lot less than I thought it would. No, it doesn't. It brings him right down to the red. But he's going to die of toxic anyway. And it's a good game. Scytherz Edge. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.